Hey team, I'm Lewis and this is James and we're going to take you through a warm-up today. So James, if you can lie on your back for me, we're going to start with some glute bridges. So James is going to push through his heels. He's going to drive his hips up to the top, squeezing his bum nice and tight. So you should feel all the work in his glutes here. If he's feeling it more in his hamstrings, then his feet are probably too far away from him. If he's feeling it more in his quads, then his feet are probably too close to him. So you want to find a nice medium range in between that kind of distance so you're primarily feeling your glutes. Good, so 10 reps here. And then he's going to turn to his front and go into 8 downward dogs. Okay, so this is a dynamic stretch. We're starting in that press up position. He's going to push his hips up into the air, his heels down into the ground, pause there for a second or two, and then come back to the start again. So as his heels drop into the ground, it's emphasizing that stretch along the back of the legs. He's then opening up his chest and his shoulders by pushing down through. Good. Lovely, looking good, James. So you may want to adjust your hand position on this one too. So sometimes it feels nicer to bring your hands a little bit closer so you get your heels a bit lower or your hands a bit further away if you're struggling to get that opening of the chest. Next one is our world's greatest stretch. So foot comes up to the outside of the hands. We're then going to rotate up and look towards the ceiling. So the foot comes up as high as possible towards that hand. The hand next to the foot is then going to reach up towards the ceiling and your eyes are going to follow. So be really intensive in everything you want to do here. So really think about the movement, think about how you're wanting to do it. So as you're stretching forward and that foot comes up, you're also pushing that hip down towards the floor, opening up the hips. Good, so 8 there, James. And then we're going to stand up after that and go into some overhead squats. So reaching those arms up above the head. So James is really good at this one. So he's going to stay as tall as possible. His hip crease is going below his knee crease for the depth. His knees are traveling forward over the toes, and they're also staying out over the toes and not letting the knees collapse in, which is really key. Good. So you might find your arms wanting to travel forward, so that's quite common, and if that's the case, then just try and resist it as much as you can, but don't worry if it does happen. Good. And then we're going to do a multi-directional lunge. So one is going to go forward, one is going to go to the side, and then one is going to go to the back. Once we've done that one side, we're then going to change legs. Good, James. To the side, good. And then to the back. Perfect, relax there. Right, so we're going to move into the workout. Right, guys, now that we're warmed up, we're going to get into our strength and core session. So James and I are going to take you through the workout. It is going to be, three blocks of movements. So we've got A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. We're going to do 2 sets in each block and then we're going to move on to the next one. So the first one is going to be leg dominant. It's going to be a squat based one. We're going to come down and we're going to hold this bottom position for 20 seconds. Okay, so keep yourself there. Not going to sit too low. Going to keep that tension. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds, sorry, not 20. And then you're going to do 30 seconds of full range squats. You're going to come down, hip crease below knee crease and stand back up again. Okay, we're going to do that for 2 rounds. Then while James is resting, I'm going to show you the other ones as we go through. So let's start with the squats. So when you're ready, okay. So let me get a timer. That'll make more sense.
Yeah, I don't want you fumbling around for your squats.
Just set. Yeah. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So 30 seconds in this position. So James is sitting lovely here. His knees are out, so he's keeping that nice open foot. So his arch is very strong, his hip crease is below his knee crease, he's sitting up nice and tall, he's not folded over, his back's nice and straight. Looking lovely. Good, that's keep going there, James. So that is 20 seconds now, so stay strong. Good, holding tight, doing really well. So without a break, 3, 2, 1, straight into those full range squats. Good, awesome. So James getting some good range here. So you might find your quads are going to start to burn at this point, but keep working through the range. Just keep focusing on the depth, don't reduce it even though you're starting to get a bit of fatigue. Good, keep going, keep going, keep going. 10 seconds, doing really well. Awesome, keep going, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Good, so now we're going to rest for 45 seconds, so your quads should feel like they're on fire. Going to give them a little bit of a rest. Give them a shake if you need to, do what you got to do. We're then going to go into that again, 30 seconds, and then we're going to move on, okay? So we've got a bit of time here.
First round wasn't too bad, but the second round
Could be worse, yeah.
much worse.
So you might find, like James didn't find it too bad in the first one, so the next one you might be struggling. And if you, at home, if you do want to do some extras, feel free to do another set. Do 3 sets of each of these. We're just going to do 2 today, so it is up to you what you want to do. Right, back in, 3, 2, 1, and off you go. So 30-second hold. Good, so remember not to sit on your ankles and relax yourself totally. We're going to keep good tension like James is doing here. He's still pressing through the foot, but having that isometric contraction, so he's not moving. There's no change in position. Good. Brilliant, James. Keep going. Doing really, really well. Oh, there we go. 3, 2, 1, and then into full range. So 30 seconds now. Brilliant. So this one, again, we're trying to sit down as low as you can, hip crease below knee crease, or try to sit in your ankles, whichever one you prefer the cue for. But just make sure you're getting nice and low. James got some excellent range here, really, really good. And his position's not changing, he's not changing his weight to his toes, he's staying nice in his heels. He's got 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and relax, good. How was that, harder than the first one? Yeah, much harder. Yeah, as soon as you get that fatigue from the first one, the second one's gonna get much harder. But if you still feel like you've got a bit more to go, then do another set, feel free to. Right. Our next one is press-ups, and we can do an isometric hold on the first one, and then full press-ups on the second one. So we're actually gonna hold this bottom position, so you're gonna come down, this nice A shape, you're gonna come down, hold for 20 seconds, and then we're gonna do the full range press, all the way to the floor, back up again, or just off the floor. And then if you find that variation hard, you can also do the variation on your knees. Okay, so knees on the floor, hold the bottom position, and stay on the knees and do the pressing. And let's go. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Good, James. Beautiful. So James got a lovely A shape here. His elbows are pointing directly towards his head. He's got a nice straight torso here. There's no arch of the back. Looking really good. Feet are nice and planted. And full press, let's go. 20 seconds. Good, James, really good. Strong. So you might have started in this tall position like James has, but you may need to drop down to your knees if you're getting a bit tired and the time's almost gone. And stop there, James, well done. Give an extra second there, sorry. Better calm down. Cool, so now we're resting for 45 again, and we're gonna go again. So it might feel like the first one was not gonna be too bad. The second one might be a bit more intense. So do pace yourself if you need to. And as I said, reduce the reduce the exercise effort and go down to the knees if you need to. Right, so 15 more seconds and we're good to go. Is it harder than the squats? Yeah.
Squats burn more, but this got tougher quicker.
Right, 2, 1, and then into that hold. Good. So James isn't lying flat on the floor, he's just off the floor, which is perfect. Again, nice A shape, feet planted, straight back, back not arched, glute squeeze, looking really good. Almost there, James. 3, 2, 1, and then full press. Good. So again, we want the full range. If you're not getting the full range, go down to your knees and get the full range. We want to fully work that muscle. Keep going, James, doing well, brilliant. Strong, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, that looked tough at the end there. Yeah, really burning. So if you do choose to do 3 at home, then you may find you do need to go down to the last one because that looked really tough at the end there for James. So yeah, just play to what you can do. Right, we're gonna move on to the next 2. So it is C1, C2, it's our hollow hold and our V sit up. So James got a nice mat. I'm not gonna use the mat, I'm gonna be brave. So our hollow hold position is we're gonna brace through our stomach, we're gonna push our lower back into the floor. You have 3 variations. We're either going to have our hands in and our feet long, but not towards the floor, just in front here. Our second variation is we're gonna bring our hands up. And our third variation is we're gonna lengthen this position just in front. So the whole time here, we're still squeezing our lower back in the floor. We're not relaxing and arching that stomach into the air. Okay, so that's our hollow hold. We're gonna do that for 20 seconds. Then we're gonna go to a V sit-up. So as soon as you finish the hollow hold, you're then gonna come down all the way to the floor, almost try and touch your hands on the floor and squeeze back up and push your hands towards your hips, okay? The other variation, if you can't quite do the V, just come down, touch your hand, try and touch your toes, hands, and then try and touch your toes. Okay, so there are your two options on those. Right, are you good to go, James? So I gave you a bit of extra rest there. So hollow hold, I think James is gonna go for the hardest one, or I'm volunteering him for it anyway. So you count me in because it's gonna be a tough one, so.
3, 2,
1, let's go. Good. Brilliant, so 20 seconds. This is a really tough position here. James doing an excellent job of making it look easy. So choose your variation, either hands into your hips, feet longer or higher, up to you. Good, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, into V's, good, straight in, well done. 2, so again, James gets some good range here. His hands are going down towards his hips. Good, and he's getting nice and high, tucking into that position. So remember, you can leave your legs in the air and just try and touch your toes if you want to. Good, and stop there, James, well done, brilliant. How'd that feel? Tough, yeah. So I think this one, you're really going to find the second set much harder than the first one. If you found it tough in the first one, then the second set will be tougher. I can't put it any other way. Yeah. It's really fatiguing, is it, the hollow hold? So you may find on the second set, you just do the hollow hold and then you try the easier variation of the V-sit-ups, or you do an easier variation of the hollow hold and the harder variation of the V-sit-ups. Take your pick, see which one works for you. We're gonna go back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go back in. Good, beautiful. Yeah, this rep is really going to kick in, so we're tired, and this position is really tough to hold, but James is doing really well here. Good, keep going, keep going, keep going, smashing it. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, into those V's. Good, 20 seconds. It's the last 20 seconds of the day for you, James. If you go for 3 at home, then go for it. You got 1 more to do. Good, squeeze in, strong, come on. Just 5 seconds now. Try and get another rep in at least. 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Well done, brilliant. Cool, that's it from us today, guys. We'll see you again next time. Hope you enjoyed.